The demise, the doom loop of Oakland continues. Its biggest hotel was just seized in a foreclosure process by its lender. And this is as multiple hotels in Oakland, California, go down. Let's get into it. Let's see what else is going on. Here we go. So when they went into default, I covered this story. Oakland's largest downtown hotel defaults. So you got default, and then you've actually got the foreclosure. And what we just had was the foreclosure. Because oftentimes these properties, somebody will step in and rescue them. But yeah, here's the at risk of foreclosure. So let's back up and let's watch a little bit of this.
In the last 6 months,
a lot of NBA workers and fans staying at the Marriott because of the All-Star Weekend festivities, but the hotel overall has seen a big drop in bookings post-pandemic. The question now is, will it shut down like the other hotels?
Risking foreclosure.
The Marriott City Center Hotel has been part of the Oakland skyline for decades. It's welcomed visitors from around the globe. This was also home to the Warriors practice facility before they moved to San Francisco.
It's frustrating. Yeah, it's frustrating everyone out here.
Oakland native and violence prevention worker 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗜𝗍𝗓 is giving 2 Indianapolis visitors a tour of the city. He says the hotel's financial struggle is a reflection of Oakland's economic challenges and poor image.
I'm not sure why we're not getting a lot of visitors that's coming to Oakland, because Oakland getting a bad rep.
His 2 guests are staying at the Marriott and attending a convention that studies what the city is doing to combat crime.
All the staff and everyone's friendly, and even the guests that's coming in are very friendly.
It's amazing. I love the...
She wearing a Jimi Hendrix shirt? I think she is. All right. Okay. Jimi Hendrix, Seattle, represented.
amenities, great restaurants. Yes, it's wonderful.
But the hotel is falling on hard times and unable to make its loan payments. 𝗏𝗘𝗔𝗦𝗓 Capital owns the hotel, the largest in Oakland with 500 rooms. They purchased the hotel in 2017 and took out 2 loans totaling $100 million. They did not respond to our request for comment by deadline, but industry experts say fewer people are visiting and staying in Oakland.
The number one
shocker, right? Shocker.
Specifically, this situation is probably crime.
𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 is a commercial
There we go.
real estate expert
All right.
in Oakland, and the
So leave it up to a real estate guy. It's probably crime. Okay. All right.
CEO of California Capital and Investment Group. He says it's all about the basics. If people don't feel safe here, they won't stay here.
It's disheartening. But I will say that hopefully the message is also twofold, which is maybe there's an opportunity there for someone.
Alan Ray is the president
The spin.
of Hospitality Group, a hotel brokerage and consulting firm specializing in California hotels.
With the homeless situation as well as the crime, it is very, very difficult now to attract larger firms to do conventions. And then on the added side with Oakland is obviously the loss of the major professional baseball and football teams.
These are some of the same reasons why the historic waterfront hotel at Jack London Square and the Hilton next to the airport recently shut down. Ronald says with business...
We've covered the Hilton Oakland Airport. It's been there for 35, 45 years, something like that. I don't know if I covered the Jack London hotel closing down.
Small leaving, Oakland has to do better to encourage more investments.
I have hope, so we just got to keep hope alive, and we shall overcome.
The 2 experts tell me in this case, they believe the owner will hand the hotel back to the lender. The lender would then appoint a receiver to keep operating the hotel until they can find a buyer.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Yeah, here's that Oakland's waterfront hotel to close after 35 years. And it did. Oakland hotels keep falling like dominoes. I mean, downtown shows no signs of relenting for Oakland's hotel industry. A dual-branded Marriott is the latest casualty in the year-long slide of lodgings in the East Bay. So this has not been a story unique to Oakland, but like the commercial space in Portland that we talk about all the time, you've got a couple of things going on. You've got crime, and you've got homelessness, and you've got drug use, and you've got all of the stuff that goes along with that in both Portland and Oakland. And I think Oakland is in worse shape. Economically, it is just in worse shape. And so, having hope, trying to come back from all of this, good luck, right? I mean, look at the nut jobs you have in leadership, not only in Oakland, but in San Francisco and just in California in general. You got podcaster Newsom, who's in South Carolina, trying to look at a 2028 presidential candidacy, and he's not in California, whatever. 276-room downtown hotel located at Jefferson Street was handed over to lender Cook Children's Healthcare Services following a deed in lieu of foreclosure filed with Alameda County Recorder's Office. I mean, so you had, deed in lieu here. You've got and this is a 133-room hotel, and you've got the $100 million loan backed by the 500-room hotel. The numbers are all off, and you're looking for these big resets. Who in the world is going to want to buy one of these properties and go, yep, this is what we're doing? Maybe they turn them into condos. I don't know. Because, the whole concept of hotels in an area where you don't have a lot of business. I mean, you heard what the convention was for with the girl with the Jimi Hendrix shirt. It was to find out what to do about basically safety issues. What do we do? How do we handle this? What do we do? And you're in a hotel in Oakland where they've got a known quantity of that, and Oakland's financial issues. I mean, they lost the Raiders. I mean, they lose the baseball team. They just, lose their, they've lost everything because financially they're just an absolute mess. And as these properties come onto the market through the foreclosure market, those values go down, assessed values go down, revenue to the city gets worse. Just that whole doom loop continues, right? Let's take a look at the main article here. Lender has taken ownership of Oakland's biggest hotel through a foreclosure that underscores the ailments and price nosedives that plague the Bay Area's sickly lodging market. What I'd have to say here is that taken back by its lenders, which bought the property for just under $70.2 million through the foreclosure. They got over $100 million in debt. That is not a huge discount like some of the commercial buildings, office commercial buildings that we're seeing in like San Francisco. That is not a massive hit. It's a hit. And I understand that the original owner basically said, nope, no more. And they stopped making payments and it went into foreclosure. They defaulted. And so Invesco CMI Investments filed the default against the hotel. Its original lender, the loan was foreclosed, totaled $100 million. The 500-room lodging tower, that's a massive hotel. That is huge, which has a choice location. Well, how choice of a location is it if it's being foreclosed on, right? I mean, you got to ask yourself that. Choice location at 1001 Broadway, next to the city's convention center, is Oakland's largest hotel. Numerous other hotels in the Bay Area have encountered loan defaults, foreclosures, and a plunge in their value as the region's lodging sector. Talking hotels here, and particularly in Oakland, the people renting hotels, business conference folks, and people in town doing business, those aren't doing well. And people in town for sporting events. You don't have that. It's gone. You do not have that. $70.2 million price that the lender placed on the hotel through the foreclosure suggests a deep discount from the property's prior value. So here we go. 2017, the hotel was worth $143 million based on the price that an affiliate of Hong Kong-based 𝗥𝗘𝗠𝗚 paid to buy the downtown Oakland Lodging Center. So we got a 50.9% decline from its prior value. That isn't bad. That is not terrible. I mean, some of the stuff we're seeing in Portland and we're seeing in San Francisco, commercial, big high-rise stuff, you're seeing 80-90% decline. Almost no value left, right? This, you still got half. Slightly less than half from its prior value. Put another way, the hotel's value has been sliced in half. Okay, all right, 50%, roughly correct. Plus, the current value of the hotel is about 30% less than the $100 million loan amount. All right. Yeah, we're just talking straight math here. 70 on 100, 30% less. Okay. But that's not a huge killer. Those numbers are not like, good heavens. Even a residential guy is shocked by that. No. But it's an ongoing trend where everything in Oakland is pretty much going the wrong way. It's going the wrong way. How about Mayor, what was it? Shang Tao? What was her name? Tao Shang? I can't even remember. Yeah, I mean, you got some absolute craziness as far as your leadership in Oakland goes. So how's that progressivism going? How is that leadership doing? How is that leadership going to take a city through these kind of things where boots on the ground, you've literally got big buildings being foreclosed for about half? Revenue drops. Guaranteed. Revenue drops. A slump in property values can throttle revenue for an array of public agencies. If real estate values turn soft in a region, the decline could impede a crucial revenue stream for cities, counties, regional agencies, and school districts. So that's why we harp on this so much, is because there is so much at stake with commercial, whether it's hotel, whether it's the hotel industry or the commercial industry. This is what comprises your downtown cores, and this is what comprises such a big factor of taxation, of revenue for these municipalities, cities, counties, regional, state. I mean, the whole thing. Everybody takes their piece of the pie, right? One way or the other. And when you've got something that the owner, the one who actually has it, says, yeah, got $100 million in, bought it for $143 million. We're going to go with $70 million now. It's a 50% decline in value. They don't want to take it over, and they obviously can't refinance it to get out of that original loan, which oftentimes you can. But the debt service now, with interest rates being higher, that's a no-go. Plus the value dropped. So now you got a value of $70 million. So somebody's going to lend you XYZ percentage of $70 million, not of the $143 million you bought when you bought it, which, the appraisal probably came in, if they had an appraisal, however they structured that deal. With a lot of the financing you've got in commercial, things work differently than, I'll buy that home, get the appraiser in there, get the building inspector in there, negotiate back and forth for a couple of weeks, and then we go on to escrow in a month or so. Not really like that in commercial. You got some other stuff going on there, and a lot of it has to do with lining up the financing. Yeah, maybe you get a handful of partners to go in, and you do something like that, and then current interest rate environment is super critical, and in this case, it goes the wrong way. Here's a little video on that waterfront hotel, Jack London Square. This is another really good example of another hotel that's been there for years and years and years, can't figure out a way to make it, and they're going into foreclosure.
Announced it is closing its doors with little warning. Tomorrow will be the hotel's last day in business. As NBC Bay Area's Jody Hernandez shows us, the Port of Oakland says the hotel's owner has stopped paying rent.
I
There you
had
go.
a lovely stay. I think my room's great. The conference was great. So
Ebony Smith just wrapped up a conference at Oakland's waterfront hotel, but the Baltimore woman says she just learned she's among the hotel's very last guests. After 35 years, Jack London Square's waterfront hotel is closing its doors.
the conference leaders made an announcement, and they let us know that this will be our farewell to the hotel. So we'll be like one of the last guests to be staying there.
The hotel's operator, the Hyatt Corporation, says effective tomorrow, the Hyatt will no longer be operating the hotel. In a statement, the general manager said the well-being of our guests and colleagues remains a top priority, and we are working with the hotel owner in an effort to ensure a smooth transition.
All right. So let's look at that for a second. Okay. Keywords here. well-being of our guests and colleagues remains a top priority. So what about the well-being is it being impacted now with the Jack London Square location, the waterfront hotel? You got a bunch of nut jobs running around. You've got major safety issues. We've talked about this one. When the Hilton says, we no longer choose to operate in this specific market, and they're not coming out and saying, hey, we're not making money here. They're just basically saying, we don't want this property. And their primary concern is the well-being of our guests and colleagues. We're working with the hotel owner in an effort to ensure a smooth transition. In other words, we out of here. Good luck to you. We're not coming back anytime soon. But do whatever spin you need to make people in Oakland feel okay about the demise of their hotel industry.
In an effort to ensure a smooth transition.
Just another blow to our city to have another anchor business that's providing jobs, that's stimulating the economy, leaving our city.
Former Oakland City Council member and mayoral candidate Lauren Taylor says losing the hotel will be another economic hit to the city. Late today, we learned the hotel's owner, Jack London Square Associates, LLC, has stopped paying rent. The Port of Oakland says JLS Associates has a lease agreement until 2061.
They contracted with us. We paid the fees that was required. We was all ready to go. And then 2 weeks before the event, we're canceled.
This afternoon, supporters of the Love Not Blood campaign, a nonprofit sponsored by Oscar Grant's family, held a press conference claiming the waterfront hotel failed to pay them more than $40,000 after canceling a prepaid block of rooms for the organization's annual conference.
It is unconscionable. It is despicable. And they need to pay what they owe.
During the press conference, the group got a message their money is coming. But as of tonight, they're still waiting. Amid the financial woes, hotel...
At some point in time, you kind of go, all right, things ain't working out so well in Oakland. Good luck to you. Hope you get some leadership in there that turns things around. But, when you elect yet another progressive within your community, this is what you get. You get a bunch of foreclosures. You get a bunch of hotels run by big, big companies that say, no, we don't want it. We'll focus on the well-being of our other hotels that are making money or even not making money, but don't have the well-being issue, which is just code word for crime and safety issues. And my whole thing is easier to sell homes in an area where you've got higher levels of public safety than in areas where you don't. Same damn thing goes to hotels, right? It's just not that hard to figure out. And yet you've got constituents in these areas who keep saying, let's give a progressive another run at this. Should work out fine, right? How's that working out for you? How many more hotels need to get foreclosed on, need to have that reset button happen before people wake up? I think it just continues. I think it just continues to get worse. The debacle in Oakland is unprecedented. It is unprecedented. What you're seeing is like, right? If you're an Oakland fan, hardcore. They've just absolutely tanked everything. And is it going to come back anytime soon? San Francisco will come back before Oakland, right? We're seeing, little signs in San Fran, I've just read an article. There's a new vibe in San Francisco. I'm like, okay, what vibe is that? It's San Fran after all. It could be who knows what kind of vibe. Any kind of vibe could go on. But no, Daniel Lurie, the new mayor of San Francisco, is basically stating, got a new vibe going on here. Things are looking up. Okay. All right. Okay. Not so much in Oakland. Foreclosure city or hotels. Oakland doesn't have much of a downtown core as far as big, commercial office buildings. That is kind of more in the financial district in San Fran. So this happening in their hotel, the hospitality industry, It's a huge blow to the Oakland community. So there you go. But decisions, policies have impacts. And that's what you've got going on here. You don't have a lot of public safety. You defunded the police. How's that working out for you? Not that great. All right. That's it for me on this one. Thanks so much for being here. I'd love to have you subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.